What's up? It's gonna be short. It's kind of more of an announcement. I'm gonna make a video next Friday about the 35 most important people who ever lived, and it's in a sense it's part of a series or a trend of videos I want to make, where I discuss or hint at the interconnections that happen between all cultures and all people. And what I mean by that is, right now the world, we're one nation in my opinion. Right? I'm not gonna say one nation who loves each other, but we're one nation. The whole world is globalized. Though you could find out about what's going on, and I'm in California. I can find out what's going on in Kazakhstan right now. Typing up on the YouTube, seeing the news, use Google Earth, see the streets. We're one nation at this point. And honestly, it presents a problem because we're coming from the old world. So when you're switching worlds, right? The old world always has its tentacles wrapped around you and kind of keeps you binded to the old world. And only those who are more conscious of it understand the difference. So when people say, what's old world, new world? Think of it like this: old world, newspapers; old world, record labels; old world, VHS; old world could be cable too. Cable, right? And in a sense, old world, publishing companies, where you had to write a book, you had to go through a company, you had to do whatever they said, the book doesn't come out. Old world, CNN, BBC dominate. New world, I could get news anywhere. I could get any type of news I want. I could get news from any country. I could get leftist news, rightist, conservative, rightist news, central, news in the center at a flick of a button. These days, you can call Amazon, they'll deliver you groceries. It's a different world. But the worlds clash. And in a sense, because you remember, the newer world that we're talking about is the world that rich people always lived in. To be honest, rich people and powerful people been global for a long time. The poor man is the poor woman is the one who waves a flag up, who's nationalistic, right? The people in power could care less about being nationalistic. They're nationalistic if it serves a purpose, right? And in a lot of ways, sometimes when you look at a lot of the great empires, even if they weren't conquering people, they were influencing the world. Whether you're in Nigeria, Kazakhstan, Compton, right? Egypt, Rome, Sumer influenced you, regardless of what you think. When you go out there and you see, in a sense, there's things in your face that you may not see that may have come from someplace else, some other person, maybe knowledge that you may be getting that may have come from other people, other cultures. The greater cultures always influenced their brothers, even if their brothers weren't under their borders. Some tried to conquer them, but that's part of the terror. That's part of the game of living in the physical world. And we're in a globalized world now, where realistically, we still have rich people and poor people, but the real difference is, before, when it was only economics, only currency that made you rich or versus poor. Now it's information. He who has information versus he who doesn't have information. And because information controls things, who has the most information has the most money. Who has the least amount of information has the least money. That may seem the same, but it's not. In the past, it was owning land. Maybe before, when the Romans came to power, they built roads. They got goods from one point to another point quick, right? For some time, it was manufacturing, to be honest. Now it's information. And sometimes the danger is we have so much information. See, because what's going on is we have so much information, right? That is actually, the old world actually survives because in order to make the transition from one world to the next world. And I'm not talking about dimensions for you guys who into spirituality. I'm just talking about real life stuff, right? To get from one point to the next point, you have to quiet the mind and see things for how it is and then shift. So the danger is there's so much information that people don't even realize that the world's already changed. And so you're arguing about things that don't mean anything as much anymore. Back in the days, people would get more into, which ethnic group controls which amount of businesses and which amount of neighborhoods. While that argument still applies, that argument's about to be destroyed as well. You live in a corporate world where corporations don't give a damn about ethnicity. They don't care about people. They care about numbers. The machines that run and something that can run themselves. So when you see police brutality, is there racism? Of course there is, right? The difference is though, it's a machine now. Where the machine just runs, right? You have the prison complex, which is a big industry, right? They need to incarcerate people. In order to incarcerate people, you need to make them look to other people as less than human, right? That could be because they don't like you. That could be because it's personal. But whatever the case might be, it's a machine now. The machine can operate by itself, if that makes any sense. And in order for you to protect yourself from that, especially if you don't have the money, because if you have money, you could be a fool and live. I'm not gonna lie. George Bush is an idiot. He got money. He has a good name. End of the day. So he got away with it. When you don't have the money, you can't get away with it. You can't. Not only can you not get away with it, you probably have to be 3 or 4 times smarter than the competition. So when the world is changing, and only rich and powerful people know that already, and the poor person really believes the hype that he's still living in 1990s or 80s, right, where certain arguments actually meant something, then there's a problem. And the poor person will be more of a victim in the new world than in the old world. That's the difference. So when I'm making the video of the most important 35 or 40 most important people, this has nothing to do with good or bad. This is what the point. I'm trying to get you guys to have a different way of thinking. Just not so that you could think differently, so you could have the option to if you want to. So when you see Hitler on the same list as Martin Luther King and Marcus Garvey, then you say, damn, that's kind of interesting. Or then you see people who may not have existed like Jesus on the list. You'd be like, wow, because I'm trying to get, because those are the known names. Those are the known names. There's other names that might have influenced you, right? You may be in Compton, may have been influenced by someone in Germany 1,000 years ago or may not even know it. And this is, in a sense, when we talk about entanglement, we talk about we're all one. The subconscious mind knows that. The conscious mind doesn't. So when I present this type of information, it's to try to help consciousness shift on many levels that you can't even perceive yet. So next Friday, list top 30. Right now it's 30. It's 40. I'm debating if to have it to 30. So right now it's gonna be the list. It's gonna be the top 40 or 30 most important people who ever lived. So can't wait to share that with you guys. Until next time, peace.